So today, they asked me to be the MC to this fabulous group. All right? All right, so we got hands up already. All right, if you see that person waving the hand, that's okay. All right, remember we started out, everyone thought they were at Texas A&M. We're at the University, all right, of Texas at Dallas. So today's topic is about AI. AI in our lives. Now, believe it or not, you're going to laugh. I've been involved in AI for over 30 years. Okay? You're going to sit there and go, what? Yes. Okay? I worked at a small company called PricewaterhouseCoopers, called Coopers & Lybrand, all right? And we were doing audits, okay, based on artificial intelligence back in the mid-'80s. Now today, it's like a key word. Everyone's going AI, AI. So before we start this conference, I want the group here to introduce themselves. But I want them to introduce themselves this way, okay? Hi, my name is John Barden. I've been involved in AI for over 30 years. I am a certified public accountant in the great state of New York, great country of Texas. Woo. That's right, you got that right. And I describe myself in one word, team player, okay? Team player, one word. No, Mei, no, that's one word. We're from the Bronx. We live in Texas.
It's hyphenated.
Team player, one word, okay? I know Mei for how many years now? 5 or 6? 5, 4 or 5? I'm trying to recruit her for a DBA, okay?
CFO in the house. Have a look at the budget.
Where is he?
Yeah.
You're the CFO?
No.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to you in a couple of seconds, Jason. All right, Jason, kick it off for us. Introduce yourself and tell us how long you're in AI and kind of go from there. And one word about yourself.
Okay, one word about myself.
Yeah.
So my name is Jason Andrews. I am a technical specialist with Microsoft, and I have a variety of other hobbies. I've been working with AI. I actually was started in 2001 with natural language processing. That's kind of where I've had my impact in AI since then, and I'm really big into how to use it in everyday life. And my one word is fun.
Very good. All right, fun. What do you like to do fun-wise?
Jeeping and golf.
All right, oh, there you go. It's pretty good, fun. All right, Natalia, you're up.
Okay, my name is Natalia Fisher, and I want to thank my panelists for being with me today. So I'm the chapter president, and I am an EI I'm relatively new, but I love it. I'm passionate about that. I'm a certified project manager, and I've done creative and IT technical project management. And I love to use AI in my experience. And the fun award?
One word.
I don't want to use, I don't want to repeat team player. You already said it, but people lover. I love people.
People.
I love to work with people, yes.
All right, very good. All right, Silvia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Silvia Davis. And it's not John that's only the legacy here. Me too, right, John?
Yeah.
I have been also involved with AI since the 80s with IBM. And you can think that IBM they started with Watson, right? But anyway, so I have been also working in technology for all my career. And the last 2 years, actually, I was managing a product, AI/ML product already. So before even the big thing about LLM, basically AI/ML, that was related to my product. And then I'm still in honeymoon with my new job. I just joined Atlassian. How many of you guys use Jira? So yeah, Confluence, etc. So it's been an amazing experience, even with the AI that they are launched. And then about the word, I'm sorry to say, I need to tell a quick story so
sure,
you can understand about the word. So when I was a kid, it was Christmas time. My parents gave me this beautiful doll, and then this doll has a little other doll. And you know what I did in the next day? I disassembled the doll. And I was spanked because of that. But because of that, it's what I'm here now. I'm curious. I'm always curious to know how things work. So I sample a lot of stuff in my life. Of course, I could get back, thank God, right? But my word's curious.
Sure. Okay, team player, fun, team player, curious. All right, Mei, tell us a little about yourself.
Howdy, y'all, everyone. You guys had strawberry. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Hi, my name is Mei Lin with everybody. As everybody know me, I will start with my first word is amazing.
Go, May.
Thank you. My mom gave me a really good name. I learned about AI since the day I met the person sit next to me. I was so good, I took the wrong exam about Azure AI 900 because I know him since 2015 and heard about large language model, natural language process, machine learning. I actually passed the exam, but I accidentally took the wrong exam.
Oh, no.
And ChatGPT is not my first AI tool. Actually, before that, I already have Jasper out there, and AI already exists. It just, do we use it? And ChatGPT is the first one. Do it for free. And the other tool actually costs money. So I will say, with about roughly almost 10 years in AI, then large language model, and accidentally certified in AI, I'm happy to be here with you guys.
All right. All right, so for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to shoot questions at them. Then after that 20 minutes, you can ask them anything you want. All right? And then I think I was told that we should wrap this up at about 10 to 3. Is that right? Okay. All right, so AI is in the world. All right? And it's all about problem solving. And it's all about information. And it's all about how does it fit into project management. So, Silvia, tell us about information and how it fits in project management. Tell us the relevant, accurate, timely of information. Tell them how it problem solves, and tell them how it fits into project management. We'll start with Silvia, and then Jason, we're going to come back to you, and you can jump in. So we'll go we'll go Natalia, Silvia, Mei, and then Jason, and we'll just rotate it all around.
The music chair.
Okay, so I'm going to start then.
Let's go with Natalia first.
Natalia first.
Keep me going first. Yeah, sorry, Sylvia. You get the next one.
So, how I use AI in project management. Can you hear me? Okay. So, in my experience lately, a lot of project management tools, they use AI part, and I'm using it in Jira, in Trello. How many of you using meeting tools and using AI? So, what is your favorite tool for meetings?
Otter.
Copilot. So this one is good, and I'm sure Mei will talk about it in a minute. I mean, she loves Copilot. But I would like to talk. I know my favorite tools are Teams. And why? Because it can record your meeting, and it can give you the text of the meeting, right? So you can read it, finalize it, and just send meetings. But my favorite one is Otter. I love that tool. So you can record your voice. You can use phone application. You can use computer application. And then when you go to recording, you can transfer your voice, or also it will be in words. And then it can give you the outline. So you can basically, the main topics that you discuss during the meetings. And it's easy for me because after the meeting, I go to the overview of the meeting, and I just read it. If I need to adjust it and make sure all facts, numbers are correct, and I send it to my team for review. So I trust AI, but I always review what it says, because sometimes, sometimes it hears words incorrectly, and it can send funny words. But my favorite is Otter. So,
Sylvia,
yeah,
Mei?
so every day I hear in the radio, like saying, what's the most like fear that people have when you hear about AI is losing your job, right? But AI is not to lose, I mean, PMs, project management, product managers or whatever, they are not gonna lose their job at all with AI, because AI is gonna just improve efficiency and then even give you more time for you guys to do things that you even enjoy more. So my experience specifically for project management is like, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the product specifically that we managed before. And then if you think about what's the most big challenge of a project manager is predicting time, predicting scope, predicting risk, right? And then it's interesting because sometimes we talk about the language part that is all around, but also there is this aspect about predictability. So whenever you're doing software development, there is so many areas that are unknown. How many of you guys practice Monte Carlo simulation? So bring it to the basics. So now you don't need even to do a simulation because you can have the data to use to predict time, risk, and cost. So the product that we worked before is in the market, is used for a large enterprise, and that there is various aspects in the application lifecycle project, like planning, how long is gonna take this project really to be delivered, or how this team perform, and then it uses like various factors to provide that predictability. So this is fantastic because a lot of you guys have issues with cycle time. What's my lead time? What's my cycle time? How can I reduce? Where are my bottlenecks? So this I see like as a major usage of AI as well. And I mean, in terms of results, you can be more like efficient and back to back. And when you talk about risks and change that happens in the product, like also predicting this aspect, it's very important. There is a lot more in terms of other areas that Natalia and Mei are going to mention related to LLM, but in terms of predictability, this is very important.
Go ahead, Mei.
So if you are interested in what Natalia was talking about, is OTTER, Otter AI, Otter.ai. That is a tool can be utilized by your phone. But what I want to say is, how many of you go to or visit an AI session? If you are in the keynote, you are in the AI session. How many of you attend at least one AI session in this conference? Okay. I want you to refresh your memory. What is one takeaway? We got a 10 session, 20 session you went to. What is the one takeaway? Everybody in different domain, different industry, and different job type, they will have different use case or different need of either generative AI or predictive AI, whatever AI tool or AI power tool you are using. Then I want to have one giveaway. I hear a lot of people shout out Copilot. Do you guys know how many Copilot exist? Okay, by last year October, there are already 800 Copilot. The Copilot ecosystem is growing. You can actually grow your Copilot with $200 by your own tenant. That is the beginning of the cost. So Copilot, that's called Copilot Studio right now. You can actually invest, say, can I feed in all my data in there? You're using ABC Project Copilot, using Copilot Studio to do so. So Copilot, when we are talking about Microsoft Teams, that is a Copilot 365. So walk away today, you are more knowledgeable than other project manager who just know about Copilot. Walk out this door today, you know what is Copilot 365. There are over 1,000, I can guarantee you, thousands of Copilot out there. And Microsoft Project, it will have in a Dynamic 365 umbrella, they will have the Microsoft Project Copilot out there. So what Copilot do in many different ways is your virtual assistant. Just like GitHub, Copilot GitHub, Security Copilot. If you are in my session yesterday with Bernard, Security Copilot is your virtual assistant, how you create those security scenario, how to protect your organization. How can you have an AI hacker to really find your vulnerability? So how that relate to project management? The question actually is going to each of you. If you are higher education, banking, manufacturing, infrastructure, financial service, you will have different use case. But I want to say, find a tool you can use, then be really good at that tool. Be really good at the tool you can use at your organization. If your organization doesn't allow you, maybe you should buy a Copilot license. Yesterday when I do demo of Copilot PowerPoint, is that fun?
Yeah.
When you guys there, right? I can have Copilot PowerPoint in less than 30 seconds. I spend 5 minutes to review. Then I can use the rest of an hour to think about who I need to work and get the problem resolved. So that's how AI-powered tool can help you.
You good, Jason?
I know it's difficult for Jason to take.
It's very hard for me to follow all of those things. So I will give you my best advice. A couple of different things. Is one, I've used Otter. I used, obviously, as a Microsoft employee, I've been using Copilot for all the M365 stuff, so what they call modern work, for about 9 months now. Teams and Otter do very similar things. Just the ability to go in, because I'm in a lot of meetings, and have that transcription and be able to feed it a prompt like, give me the Cliff Note versions of what was talked about, what were the important decisions, give it to me in a bullet point, and like assign any action items or provide a note of all the action items, prioritizing the ones that are assigned to me. So your prompt engineering is where it kind of can come into really providing value and just being able to replicate something so that you always have it. And whether you're a project manager or a sales engineer or whatever, if you're in meetings, it's a godsend. Second thing is I would just tell you is unless your company provides it, do not use ChatGPT for any of your customer data. Just full disclosure there. You're going to get probably your company in trouble at some point, if not yourself. Just it's not worth the risk. But the one thing that I would say from my perspective that's underutilized in the GPT world is we all want it to be a silver bullet and fix everything for us. And it does a great job of like, hey, recraft this email for me and make it easier. I like to use clear, crisp, and concise because I kind of talk and write and run on sentences. But I think the untapped power of it is the ability to brainstorm. So if I was a project manager, one of the things I would use it for is to go, hey, I'm working on this project. Help me identify all of the risks. Ask me questions about the project that I'm working on and use it as something that you can co-create with, because it will ask you a bunch of questions when you tell it, hey, act like a project manager and I'm working on this project and I need to identify the risk. Ask me any questions you may have. And it can be your best pal to brainstorm the things that are the gaps in what you're already thinking about.
May I add on that? So we talk about, did you just say no, Jason? Oh my God.
That's my job. No. Go ahead, Mei.
So, we talk about risk management, but let me give you another perspective. Using AI as your debate partner. For example, we all talk about prioritization. I was create dummy data set, just say, hey, I feed in that dummy data into ChatGPT. Say, hey, I only have $10 million to spend. I want to know which $10 million, which project I can get in for this year. Then they not only told you the prioritization, and say, can you give me the rationale behind it? Then they give you the rationale. You can compare with your thought and make your thought a whole. That's another way, right? I see my student, I actually teaching at Texas A&M Commerce. I tell my student, tell me what tool you use, what prompt you have, and what is the outcome. One of the students decide not to use other GPT tool, right? Their work breakdown structure, you need to go down to basis. Their work breakdown structure missing something. And I can see the student who using Copilot not just have one comment, right? Not just have one prompt. It's, hey, I'm doing this project. Can you give me a work breakdown structure? I like it. How about this? Then ChatGPT actually provide more better work breakdown structure. I actually give that student 99 because I see that follow-up advanced way of using prompt. It's not just one way in, one way out. You actually can have that conversation, especially if that is a dummy data, like ChatGPT 4 Army already there. You can actually talk to them. When I do a keynote last week, I actually practiced my speech with ChatGPT 4 Army because I say, this is what I'm gonna say. Can you making sure that align with the mission vision of Caterpillar? And they even tell me, I think you are right on target, but you should add this. Every conversation and now become the things in the ChatGPT I can go review as a text, and I refine my opening and closing tagline. So you have many, many ways to use it. Think about your industry, think about your use case, think about how you're gonna use it, then go in deep on how to use it really awesome.
I would like to add one more thing to this. So if one of you may be in the creative industry, and even, not creative industry, but a lot of companies, they have websites, right? And you have to have content for those websites. So it is important to have new relevant content on your page. And ChatGPT can help you to write that content. So, but again, what I noticed with creating content, and especially English is not my native language, so I can write in English, but it would take a lot more time for me. So I'm using ChatGPT occasionally, but I noticed one thing about ChatGPT, that it's writing for you in a passive voice. Mm-hmm. And not only ChatGPT, several tools, they give you exactly the same format. The opening, bullet points, and then closing, right? So it is, for me, I create something and it gives me ideas, and then I rewrite it with my voice. Because, if you write it for your company, it has to be your company's voice. So, and it's a great great tool to use for content writing as well.
And besides that, if you guys ever using Microsoft Teams, they have speaker coach. How many of you love public speaking? Raise your hand. Okay, if you're not, but you have to present, how can you really know your pace? How you know your crossword? There are a Toastmaster tool for a long time called UD, YOODI. I forgot how to spell it, but I have that installed. They don't record your presentation. They basically try to, based on what you say, and they tell you how many crosswords you have, how can you improve. That actually have the one thing exactly called speaker coach under your Microsoft team. Check your Microsoft team, and you have to turn on, only you will be able to see your speaker coach, the result and the metric. The other people cannot. So that is something, and they're not recording it. They give you real-time feedback about your pace, about how fast you speak, how many crosswords, and how inclusive your language is. I was going to using that for Microsoft Teams, but I don't want another technical issue. But I was going to do it, record it, and everybody can see. And you will see that report out there. There are many, many uses for you. If you have to do presentation, Toastmaster, and speaker coach with Microsoft Teams.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you from the higher education area, we tell the students to use ChatGPT.
Awesome.
All right, we say use it, but don't turn it in as a grade.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because we check it. All right, and we have systems here. It's called e-learning, and it checks it automatically. It tells you how many, and grammar. Oh yeah, we tell them all the time. All right, check the grammar. Grammarly. Okay, is that another software? Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. Plagiarism. Okay, all right. So we incorporate that all into our e-learning, and it makes our lives totally easier. All right, so we solved the problem that AI is going to help us. Okay, you gave us some tools. Now, how would you invest in your employees to use AI? So how about if we start with you, Silvia, and then Natalia, you can bring us home. So we'll go Silvia, Mei, Jason, and Natalia. So.
Yeah, so I can tell about my experience this last month at Atlassian, and it's something mind-blowing because they use Confluence everywhere, not just in the development. So they already have a database with everything that you can possibly imagine, because finance, HR, whatever department uses Confluence, and they have this huge database. So it's what Lucas was telling about. Turn your own data as your own library, and then on top of that, you have the AI. So I'm gonna just talk about a simple scenario. I have 2 stepdaughters, and I was moving them to my insurance, and her mom asked me to send a letter saying that, I have a new job, and I was gonna get them in my insurance. So she was gonna remove them for their insurance. And then I just Confluence, AI, intelligence part, and letter for employment letter. I mean, in 5 minutes, told me all the steps and move already up to the system that I have. I have the ladder in 5 minutes. So it's kind of very easy to find, it is very easy to find anything. And then within the, let's say, conference page that sometimes is huge, I can just ask summarize. Or in tickets, like, there is several tickets, several messages in projects specifically, right? And then summarize that, and I have also the overview. So the way that works, and even acronyms, what's the meaning of some things, or even let's say people within the company, whatever I want to find, I can find very easy. I mean, using the AI on top. And then they are very also responsible in terms of security. And I know that there's a question about security that I'm gonna explain a little bit more later. But it's an amazing experience. I'm like, okay, so different types of mentality.
So during Lucas' presentation, he talked about a lot of knowledge management, right? And a lot of providers like ServiceNow, they have an Einstein GPT, then Microsoft had their Copilot, Graphic. There are many already exist. However, why adoption rate is so low? Instead, think about as an employee, think about in the past 3 years, each of you, if you are the C-level executive right now sitting here and you are the city manager of the city, you can make a decision to go with the AI power tool, congratulations. But most of us right now is how we educate, how we promote, how we advocate for those tools. Because you need to address many different kind of questions to your executive. If you are finance industry, will be harder, but I do know Bank of America, Capital One, they are working on their AI strategy initiative. But how can they do it? You need to have somebody willing to take that leap of faith. You need to have that research. You need to have all your risks. You have that, your data governance team. You have the committee. I have my colleague here at every single meeting. I will be the one raising my hand. I want to be in the AI committee. Because one thing is, we will do that for our profession. But another thing is, you need to have the seat on the table, because is AI an equalizer or not? Let me ask you a really hard question. AI can be an equalizer, but just like at my session, only 23% of female are in the AI development field. The rest, we are just say male and female. So just by the gender, just by the race. I ask another question. Do you think that a 75 years old man provide AI feedback, making sure that it's not against the people who have a little bit elderly or age? It's not. So in the next 3 years, as an employee, your job is educate yourself, then be able to advocate for what you think will be good for our profession, will help you to be more productive. Because the first thing for them is, a warning sign, security, privacy, right? How can you do be educated, then be able to advocate? So that is where I'm seeing the future of the AI.
Okay. All right. Jason, you want to throw either the future of AI or if your company's using AI?
Oh. Microsoft.
No, Microsoft doesn't believe in AI.
I just want to make sure.
I said that. It's all. No, I mean, I was actually this morning. I was listening to the Build conference, and one of the big releases is that basically AI is going to be embedded in the next generation of laptops. And one of the aspects of that is it's going to kind of come preloaded with like these small language models, the ability of not like everything, but really domain specific. And it's, I mean, if I think about just, what May was saying earlier, ChatGPT bust on, and now everybody's talking about what's going to happen. It really is going to be the next step of mainstreaming it, even though it's not quite mainstream yet. Although the adoption for ChatGPT is phenomenal. It's still not, it's not where everybody is using it every day the way that they could. To answer your original question, like what would I recommend? Well, I work for Microsoft, so they pay the bills, and they have a really great product, and it's guarded with security and a variety of other things. So I would have to say that having Copilot on your office, having the ability to record meetings, have it help you craft emails, having the separate Copilot where it knows everything about who you're emailing, and you can just go, hey, Copilot, send me all of these things, and it will give you like, send me all my communications with Natalia from last week. All of those kind of things are just things that I would have wished I could have had. And in the future, with not just Omni, but really the next thing where it's integrating voice and video, and it's going to be able to really change. Like think about Toyota, not just the manual. So somebody has a problem and like being able to take a picture of like from an accident standpoint, oh, it looks like you're this is what's happened. It can actually take the picture and tell you what's going on with it. Right. So you think about troubleshooting just minor things, like you don't know how to jump start your car, take a picture of whatever else, and it will show you the video of how to do all those things. So pretty phenomenal what's going to be coming down the pipeline.
Right. And I can share with you, I have a Toyota, and it tells me how long it takes me to get to UTD from my house in Addison.
No.
All right? I'm pretty much sure it's going to tell me, what to get the wife on Saturday morning. All right, what type of coffee she wants. So AI, to your point, is here to stay. All right, Natalia, okay? Jason was leading into saying AI is here to stay. How do you convince your employer? Say you have an employer. Okay, all right. May, do you want to take that one first?
I jump off the gunner, so.
Oh, okay, that's okay. All
That's
right.
fine. You can take it.
You want to take? How do you convince your employer to invest more in AI?
As a project manager or as an individual? As an individual, I jump up and down to making sure AI in the front and center, right? To the point, CIO say, Mei, don't worry, C-level executive gonna get training next week. I say, okay, when you gonna have an AI committee, right? So first, do you have an AI policy? You have an AI governance, AI strategy in your company? Ask that question. If you don't, then who gonna create it? Right. Who gonna be a sponsor for it? Right? When you have the sponsor, then you can consider based on your industry, what AI tool can have the best dollar in the buck? How to say? Best bang in the buck. Thank you. Everything kind of twists together. Best bang in the buck. AI will not make that mistake, but think about one thing. You need to have really, really good solid number to present. The reason I will say Copilot 365 is an easy gateway. It's not gateway drug, gateway application. Okay? The gateway is you have a company, or if you guys are AWS, Shop, Google, they all have their solution. But Microsoft had the data for you. Microsoft have enterprise. So if anybody say, oh, I worry about data concern, is that, do we use Microsoft Outlook? Yes, we do. Okay, so it's a same data protection. Right. Unless we decide to kill everybody's Microsoft Outlook email, then that would be another decision. So first, ask those three really soul-searching questions. Your data governance, data strategy, data committee, who represent and make that decision. Then, if you have the sponsor, really identify something. And if you are the development shop, GitHub is really, really good. People already using it 2023, not 2024. 2024, people talk about Copilot 365. 2022, 2023, GitHub already open to those developers. They are nothing new for developer. If a developer doesn't know about GitHub, you need to worry about him a little bit or her. I don't write code. I know about GitHub Copilot because they are the first Copilot release for everybody to use. So how to do it? Find one thing and really have that need, like a laser focus to really demonstrate how you increasing productivity as a project management professional. Communication. How many time we spend on communication? We talk about meeting no. We talk about different things, right? If I can take 10 minutes for a meeting no for a 1 hour meeting, and every day I save 30 minutes to an hour, do you have the number you can crack? Yeah, you do. You can do the number. You can see how many meetings you have. Then think about you reduce 80% of your meeting minutes. Would that help you? And how much you got paid? Don't tell me. How much for your hourly rate? And you times that time you save. Then you have the number. Have that dollar amount to really show how you gain the profitability and earn the value and reduce the cost.
Yeah, go.
Silvia,
Yes,
Natalie.
I would like to add to this. Yes, policies are important, but and Gartner did the research, and I mean they already said that by 2030, about 80% project management tasks will be, artificial intelligence will like take over, right? So we have to adapt, we have to adjust. And it is important for companies to adjust as well and be ahead of, ahead of the game. But in my opinion, we need to have the law in order, right? Make sure, what is right, what is wrong. And also we need to have good security because, if you're in healthcare or any data can be lost if you don't have your private cloud, right? So invest in your security, invest in people's education, teach them how to use AI tools. It is important. It will not replace people, project managers. People are important, right? They will do the work, but it will expedite your work. It will make it faster.
Yeah,
And
Natalia,
it
I
will
think
bring
AI
more
is just
value.
talking like, I'm just hearing AI talking there.
That's okay.
So I just want to add what Natalia and Mei mentioned, and go back to what Lucas mentioned, is like, what problem are you solving? So the first question is, what problem do you want to solve? And don't be afraid. Even though sometimes even we want to make it bigger, there is like committees in the companies, but you can make a difference in your own department too. So don't be afraid. Look what problem you can solve. Create a quickly like MVP, minimum viable product, show the results, and then propagate to the company or bring it to your, like you'd say, next level manager, directors, and then prove that that works and then grow on that.
I just have one small suggestion. Avoiding anything related to PII and HIPAA data. That will save you 90% of the time.
Yeah, if you're not in healthcare,
Find something
right?
that will not
If you're
involve
in
any
healthcare.
PII data, HIPAA data. Any
Exactly.
data will be highly compliant, so you need to follow some guidance. Those are data you don't want to touch for now. For example, I know a lot of HR department, they actually using employee benefit. Right? They have their GPT or their model to have the virtual agent or virtual assistant. They feed into whatever they have different level of the benefit. Then, because you have an active directory, so everybody have the right access. Your access allow you to restore to call whatever information based on your access. So if you have a good IAN and you have some simple, you avoiding some PII and HIPAA data, I think you have a good start and just need to find what problem you want to solve, like Silvia said.
But also, I think, train your tools. It's important because, you probably heard about the Air case with Air Canada. I believe it was in 2022, when the chat box told a woman that she can use discount. She went to the funeral. And then, according to the Air Canada policy, she couldn't. So she won the lawsuit. So make sure you have everything in place before you put it in public and people can use it.
Jason, you want to share anything before we open it up to the group?
I'm
You're
good. I think they covered everything from that one.
You're good? Yeah. Okay. All right. Questions and answers. You can ask them. Yes. Anything. Yep.
Benjamin.
Yep. You come on. So you can stand up. You can stand up.
Thank you so much for your contribution. We've learned a lot. I work for Texas Department of Transportation. I'm not speaking for them.
Let me see that mic for a second.
When they are setting up this, I just want to let everybody know Benjamin is my old friend, and he actually traveled all the way from Benjamin,
sure the
Houston,
button's up.
Austin chapter, right? Austin chapter, past president of P&I Austin chapter. Everybody just giving a service a little bit close.
I work for TexDot, and we have an AI strategy developed. And we just started Innovation Academy, and I developed a module, the curriculum. A good part of it is understanding AI. We have about 134 innovators across the agency enrolled this year. So I think it's a good thing. But I have a question, a personal question. I have a paper I'm presenting at PMI Global on autonomous project manager. And the reason behind it is in a CAV, connected and automated vehicle, and smart city and AI space. So what will be the competencies and the skills of a project manager when there is a 5-level deployment of automation and a connected city and AI? So I want you guys to provide, I have a lot of research, I want to validate some of my research. What would you think a project manager will be doing, let's say in the next 10 years when there is a complete driverless vehicle, you don't need your vehicle anymore. And when there is a connected city, everything is talking to everything. And with AI in the mix, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Just no offense, okay? I'm not from future. Because a lot of things, Benjamin, I love you very much, but that is a 5-hour debate, and you gave us 10 minutes. It's somewhat hard.
And I think, it's really cool when you just, you don't have to travel. It just, you can deliver your idea with like 2 seconds. But I think communications between people, just, see your friend, give him a hug. It's the most important. It's how you resolve issues. It's how you move projects forward. It's a personal relationship, personal communication. I know the next topic will be about personal branding in some interviews, but a lot of people, it's not related to project management, maybe looking for jobs. you have interviews with some hiring managers, right? It's really hard to make this connection between people via Zoom or Teams, and you have just 30 minutes only. So I think maybe it will be in the future you will be able to just make that connection and give a hug. Maybe they will have a tool, like hugging tool. But I think personal relationship is more important than...
Yeah, project management is going to still be there. Look at how many years we have been in the industry, right, John?
Yep.
More than 30 years, and we have new practices. But what's the theme now for even developers is experience. Anyone that's agile coach here is all about people skills, right? So this is not going to go away with AI.
I remember last year when I in the same place, I say we're gonna talk about AI. Then this year, exactly, if we have recording, we're gonna talk about human-centered project management, human-centered of future of project management. We have 3 sessions, at least, we talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about leadership in AI. I really want to quote one of the Caterpillar leader is, AI so far cannot give me a real high five and a shoulder to cry. Sometimes if you don't have your developer or your tech team come to you and say, I just want to vent. Do not hear anything else but just let me vent and give me a hug. If you do not, I recommend you consider to give the hug to the person who need, because if the job is so happy, we should pay our company. That's a Disneyland. So job is hard. If you push people hard, sometimes you need a high five, virtual high five for celebration. Sometimes you need to have a hug, a shoulder to cry. Dan is my fellow Toastmaster here. He knows sometimes I have a really bad speech and I come to him to cry, say, do I do a really bad job? He said, yeah, you kind of do a bad job, but you will do a better job next year.
Mei, I just want to mention one more aspect of this. 3 years ago, we have manufacturing 5.0, right? 4.0 was all about IoT, and 5.0 is all about linking IoT with human. That's another fact.
All right, let me take one more question because I want to keep you on task. Go ahead. We'll take 2. We'll take that lady there. You can stand up, and then you'll be the last one. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
With 3
okay,
women
Jason?
here, Jason,
May
it's
cover you.
hard,
I'll
right?
work it out into another one.
We'll let him answer the next one. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Hi. So I'm thinking forward about having the possibility of AI helping to manage my project and help with some of the things that are more task-oriented. But I'm curious how you think that having those tasks done for you as a project manager might impact more of your soft skills, like critical thinking over time, that help you be innovative and respond to challenges.
Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that leads into the whole aspect of using artificial intelligence to automate the simple things, the things that, like taking meeting notes. I think you should still take meeting notes because every study I've seen suggests that if you write something down, you remember it better. By having like the full transcript and being able to parse that data in a different way opens you up to having more time. And kind of echoing what I think everybody else said is, all work comes down to the connections you make with people. The ability to go get the developer to do something quicker, to convince your boss to do something. You may be able to use ChatGPT or something in the background to help have better arguments, but using that is what's going to free you up to have more time to think and to create and use your own creativity and the essence of who you are to have a bigger impact. I think it's going to open a lot more doors for people to really actually find more meaning in their work. My 2 cents.
And I would like to add to that I went to the Lawrence session, and he mentioned what AI cannot do. So, and he mentioned that AI cannot be compassion. And I would like to add to that I think AI cannot be unique. We are unique. We make unique products. And I think people's brain needs to work, needs to be creative, need to think constantly. And without this exercise over and over, I mean, we're not moving forward, right? Machine cannot decide for us about every single problem. And can you imagine if we lose electricity or internet? What are you going to do with your project? So you have to be able to think and create a unique project on your own. AI tools can help you to move it forward faster.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Totally
Go ahead.
agree.
Hold on, man.
Hello? Test.
No, they're going to let him let the last one.
What idea?
Nothing.
All right.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so I'm newbie at chat and all the AI tools. I've used it a few times, and I'm like, okay, type a question and or a prompt, and then it takes about maybe, I don't know, like 10, 15 seconds to bring some answers, and then I send back an edit, and it takes about the same amount of time, and it comes back, and so on. Now, when there are like a million people using it, how is that going to affect our internet bandwidth and overall internet availability and so on?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. As we see, actually, if you think about the last, like my experience, the last 30 years in terms of technology, why we do have AI in our phones today is because, of course, manufacturing and that the development of the machines has been better, and we have cloud now to accelerate all that innovation. But what's more important is even like we have 5G, of course, going to next level of technology development. I would say that that's not going to be a problem, as nowadays one of the major aspects of network bandwidth is streamline, right, videos, etc. So I would say that the impact is going to be minimum because, again, as we grow in software, there is also growth in hardware and processors and machines. And I would say that I don't think that's going to be an issue in that aspect.
Jason, you want to wrap it up?
Oh, yeah.
Putting you on the spot.
That is I think it's a really fascinating question because I somewhat agree. And then I think that the future is unknown because as we use ChatGPT or AI for more video processing, for more pictures, who knows what that's really going to do to the bandwidth. But what I fundamentally believe, as much as anything else, is that we have the capability. Like, we create problems for ourselves all the time, and then we find solutions to those problems, and then we create more problems and find solutions. So I feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to overcome a bandwidth issue. So it's not I don't think it's a concern to me, but I think that it's something that's valid. I also think that with more of the on-device things, with chips having it embedded, everything's not going to be going out over the internet. It's going to be more confined, and so that will probably be one thing that prevents that from being an issue.
Well, on behalf of the University of Texas at Dallas, PMI World, and PMI Dallas, I think these folks need a very big round of applause.